What is up everyone, I'm Skratch, welcome to the channel. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. Hope you guys are having an amazing Saturday. In today's video, I want to share with you guys a couple of tips that will help you to pretty much maximize all the champion training events or champion training tournaments and put your hand on some of the juiciest rewards that we are getting in the game. At the moment, we have one of the champion training events going on for the Fusion and is rewarding you with a legendary skill tome. At 12,000 points, you're getting a red ancient shard at 11,000 points, immortal soulstones, fragments for the fusion, etc. Now, if you will just rank up your chickens and then level up your desired champion to 60, you'll be running out of champions pretty damn quick. Like, you're gonna be like, what else am I doing? How can I get more points? Because you cannot just 6-star champions constantly. If you're paying attention to the points that you're getting right here, making a 5-star chicken will give you 100 points. Making a 6-star chicken will give you 300 points. And the very first misconception, the very first mistake that people do is to believe that having a lot of 5-star chickens is everything that you need in order to complete these events, because you're just gonna 6-star champions to the infinite and that's what's gonna give you the biggest amount of points. You're actually wrong. 6-starring champions and just counting on that will give you the least amount of points. The real points come from creating the actual chickens, and the secret is to level up the chickens before you are feeding them. So I'm gonna walk you through the entire process of how you are actually getting a lot of juicy points in this sort of events. This will prepare you just for the future when you are doing champion training tournaments. Maybe you're gonna find some juicy rewards in there, a champion or anything like that, and you want to preserve your resources. You want to maximize everything that you are using, including energy, champions that you have available, etc. What stages you should farm in campaign when we are talking about this. Mystery shards are very important. They will be the main source of food for the majority of the players. Now, if you're a spender, you're opening shards pretty often, you will end up in just having a lot of 3-star chickens available. Like, you're gonna have them in the vault. Like, look how many 5-star chickens I have available in here that are all leveled up to either level 25, 26, 27, depending on what I'm doing. Taking them through campaign, chucking a couple of brews on them just to get them up and running, And I'm never using a 5-star chicken that I created at level 1. I always give them a few levels because that gives you a lot of points. If we're gonna go back to the champion training event right here, you're gonna see that we are getting 6 points per level at rank 5. So that adds up quite a bit. 60 points for 10 levels, 120 for 20 levels, so it's very important to do it. Same with 4 stars. I'm not doing it with 3 stars, 2 stars, or 1 stars, guys, of course. And how I mentioned, it really depends what stage you're farming as well. If you're doing Nightmare campaign, there are a few pros and a few cons. So with Nightmare campaign, for example, you will end up in farming stage 6 on Nightmare campaign, guys, and you will get way less silver than farming Brutal, and you will not get any mystery shards, okay? Unfortunately, we asked them to add mystery shards to Nightmare campaign from the very beginning, and they still haven't added mystery shards to it. And how I mentioned, you will need mystery shards because they will be the primary source of food for the majority of you guys out there. And when you farm Nightmare, you only get 1 piece of gear. On Brutal, you're getting 2. That already increases the value of silver that you are producing when you are doing your chickens. What you will get from Nightmare, though, is more than double of the XP that you will be getting from Brutal. So when you're trying to save your energy, you don't care about mystery shards, you don't care about silver, Nightmare campaign is the absolute best way to farm in order to get energy compared to Brutal, for example, because this will give you more than double. I can't really remember exactly how much, and it really depends if you have the raid card on, if we have the Forge Pass on, that will give us 10, 20, 30% depending on what levels we are. So you kind of like lose track of the whole thing. But right here, you see you are taking your 4-star chicken all the way up to, my god, it's still going because he's alone, and come on, just show me the XP, I think it only shows it at the beginning, basically. But there you go, you go all the way up to level 16. You're getting 1 piece of gear through. It can be 5-star, 6-star, so that's kind of like the benefit out of doing Nightmare. 25k silver, so this is pretty good. How I mentioned, I usually farm this when I want to preserve my energy. Now, most of the times, I'm trying to get mystery shards as well. We had the event with Mishinaki where you needed to open like 1,000,000 mystery shards to complete it, you know, and I want to be prepared with all these things to have them ready, you know. So it's definitely a better choice. And if you are really low on silver, when you are talking about brutal, I would suggest you to farm stage 3. And the reason for it is because shields, they will give you more silver than boots, right? It's just the way they sell, you know. So go and do this stage, for example. Let's just put a different 4-star chicken here, because I literally remember the exact amount of XP that you are getting from just randomly leveling up champions in all of these stages, you know. So let's go with a fresh 4-star chicken on this stage 12-6, even on brutal campaign, will slightly give you a bit more XP, but you're getting 14k silver, so it's more than half of what you would get from Nightmare. So 14, 28k, you're getting 25 from doing stage 12-6, and this sells for more. Of course, you're selling 2 of these instead of 1 per each one of the runs, so that's gonna help you quite a bit, and this takes you all the way up to level 10. So again, I missed the amount of XP that you're getting from here, and I don't know why I remember there was some sort of way to click here to see it, but I'm just remembering that wrong. So usually, guys, what I'm doing with my chickens in general, right? Let's just say that we are going back to Nightmare because I tend to farm Nightmare more often. So I'm doing my level 30s, right? I'm not giving any levels to any of my 3-star chickens, for example. Sometimes I'm putting them to level 29 when I'm using the RSL helper, just to see if I have the Forge Pass or anything else. I might get better value to take them to level 29 on Nightmare and then go and do one more run on Brutal and take them to 30 like that, or maybe just use a brew, or maybe do something else to take them to level 30 and save 8 energy, you know, preserve some of the energy. So we've done this. Then, of course, I will rank my chickens up because that's something that I'm always doing, and I don't use any levels on my 3-star chickens. I don't give them any levels. I mentioned that before. I know some people might do it. I feel like I'm losing value. You are getting a small amount of points for doing this, and I feel like you're better off with that energy to start working on a different chicken, you know. Take them from the 2 stars or the 1 stars, take them higher to create more chickens. So now I have my 4-star chickens. Before I'm gonna use them to create a 5-star chicken, what you should do as well, regardless if you're doing Brutal or Nightmare, is give them a couple of levels. I tend to take them to level 22, level 21, level 23, wherever they roll with the energy that I'm using, you know, because how I mentioned, it's very important if you have the raid card, if you have the Forge Pass on with the rest. So once you're gonna do this, then you move over to invest them into a level 40 chicken that will eventually become a 5-star chicken. And this will add you quite a good amount of points to your event. You know, we're actually going to check how my event is looking because I haven't really paid attention to the points in there as well. I'm not going to complete the whole event right now just to show it to you guys, but just as an idea, you know what to do. So that's where the best investment for energy kind of stops, and with the points return on 4-star chickens. Level 20, level 21, or maybe even level 18. At least some people will argue that level 18 is it's kind of like the sweet spot for it, you know. I tend to kind of like take them to around this level. Then I'm gonna go and see if I have a 4-star chicken ready, and I do. And what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna use these chickens into creating my 5-star chicken, but I still need another one. I have this one at 16. I'm gonna use it the way it is, or you know what, let's just use a regular one. We're gonna use a regular chicken, and bang, I've created my 5-star chicken. Now here, of course, again, you can go back into the campaign and take a few levels on it, or you can just go in and drop a few brews. Up to you what you guys are doing. I tend to do 7 brews, or if I'm going in campaign, I'm taking them to level 25, you know. So 7 brews, bang, level 26. I kind of like to be on the lower side of the level bar here, you know. If not, I feel like I'm wasting XP for whatever reason. I feel like I'm wasting a level. So that's why I give them 7 brews instead. And now I'm ready to use this 5-star chicken to create my 6-star champion. That will give me the 300 points. Now, in the process of creating this 5-star chicken, I got more than 300 points. So the majority of points that you will get in a Salmon Rush comes from creating the chickens, especially when you are engaging in a champion training tournament where you have a reward champion like we had Tatsu the other day. You want to make a lot of chickens. You want to make a lot of chickens because that's what really gives you points. Now, another quick tip to know, when you are making chickens, like for example, let's just say you are doing some common heroes, right? I have none summoned at the moment, so let me just quickly do it for you guys. So there we go. We even got a rare champion just to help my cause even more. The main reason why it's good to do Nightmare is because when you're doing Nightmare with 1-star champions, you're going to take them directly to level 10. Now, when you're doing Brutal, you do 2 runs and they're still not at level 10. You will need to put a bit more into them. So some people, again, like to use Brews. But you know what? The Brews are not unlimited either. True, the energy is not unlimited either, but this is a good way on how you can do it. You know, Nightmare will give you a lot of benefits to do the 1-star chickens, for example, you know. So you can always switch in between Nightmare and Brutal depending on what you're trying to do. I always do that as well. So how I mentioned, I have 3-star champions at level 29. Now these ones, even if I'm taking them, for example, on Brutal, I'm not gonna get them to level 30, okay? So I still need to go and do a second run. So that's why I'm keeping them in here. Based on how much XP they have, you can always check that when you go at the tavern. That will kind of like give you an idea of how much XP you still need for your champions, you see. I still need 13k. So if I'm going on Brutal, it's going to take them roughly to around here. Now, what I could do, and it's a bit more time consuming, and I prefer not to do that unless I'm really in a long run for an event, is do a run on Brutal, do a run on Hard. So it's going to be like Nightmare, Brutal, and Hard, but will preserve you more resources. So if you're patient enough to do it, I strongly suggest you to do that as well. And that's kind of like the main way on how you are cashing in on a lot of points in a champion training tournament or event, guys. That's how you're kind of like maximizing them without running out of champions to 6-star. In my case, I'm almost there. Like, I barely have any champions to 6-star, so I'm always trying to don't engage in every single champion training event or tournament, because it will get hard once you're gonna reach the end game. And if you're a whale as well, you probably know how the whole thing works. If you're free to play, forget about it. You're not gonna have to worry about this. But I just wanted to share this with you guys to maybe help you and get you guys to the 12,000 points for this event, for future events and tournaments that we will have in Raid Shadow Legends. Now, if you guys are using any sort of different methods, let me know in the comments down below. Share your ideas as well, because I know a lot of you guys might use brews on commons and uncommons just to get them up to rank 3 and then kind of like move on to create the bigger chickens. But how I mentioned, seeing a lot of chickens right here, I have 757 5-star chickens, and these are the champions that I can 6-star at the moment that would do some benefit on my account. You know, like, I don't have either one of them at 60 or they're just faction guardians. I might have a few more lost in here. If I would look for other champions, will literally be just waste of champions. I have 5-star chickens right here, but these are the ones that give you the points, creating these chickens. That was all for this video. I just wanted to share this with you guys. Appreciate every single one of you watching. Much love, and I'll catch you all soon in the next video. Peace.